Ladies and gentlemen, like the phoenix rising, once again, Brian G. Johnson hits these hard YouTube streets running to just see what's possible here on this crazy YouTube channel, Brian G. Johnson TV. If you're out there, if you can hear this broadcast signal, please respond. I'm coming to you from a dark place. I haven't been down in the studio for a very long time, but I'm filled with piss and vinegar, I think is what they say on the streets. What is going on? Good evening. Hello, cook in the weeds. What is going on? It's been a minute. And I don't know about you, but I just got to say, I think this live stream looks pretty dope. I hope it sounds good. I did a test because I'm an adult. I tested out Zoom, coaching call, live thing happening in 5-6 days. Perfect. Zoom worked great. I tested out StreamYard. I'm like, can I even log in? Here's what we're going to talk about today. Let me ask you an important question. How many times has a YouTuber said, smash the like button? I mean, have you ever heard that before? Or is it just me? Anders, what is going on? Lily Tree. Oh my goodness. All the cool kids are in the house. Welcome. Hey, it's Brian. Glad you all made it. And has anybody ever asked you that question? If you could just please smash the like button. That's something I hear all the time. But what if you did yourself a solid, like me? And what I did is over the last 2-3 weeks, about a month, I've published a staggering let's just call it 14 videos, might have been 13, could have been 16. I didn't worry too much about that. It's really been one of my driving factors for many years is try to let go of the myriad, the plethora of things that we can get overwhelmed with and just focus on what's most important. And I started publishing, and I was publishing to my second channel, which, by the way, I got it monetized. So now I have 2 channels getting monetized. And furthermore, check this out. This is a small channel with like 1,000. Okay, it's like 1,600 subscribers. Small though, right? It's not a big channel. I doubled the views in a week. Four videos published over the course of about 6-8 days. And I doubled the views, going from 200-300 views a day to now the channel is doing 700-800 views a day, around that. And I did that by not trying to get overwhelmed with what's the best way forward, just move forward. And I really am surprised that I'm so excited about YouTube. But the more I've been thinking about it, like this right here is a sign from something. You might be wondering, what is that crazy Johnson holding in his hand? That's from Otis, my dog that passed away about 2 years ago. He was never in this home ever. He passed away. But when I traveled, some of his hair made it with him. And I found this just the other day. And I've kind of been going down memory road with this YouTube channel, and I've really just been like, thinking, what do I need to do to sustain myself as a YouTuber, to create a fulfilling life? And that journey has been really challenging. And that's why I didn't publish for a long time. A lot of you that are on this channel right now, if you're a subscriber, you know that I didn't upload for quite a while. And check this out. I didn't upload a video for some 230 days, 250, I don't know, March until October, late October. And the welcome back that I got was staggering, unexpected. My pal Dan Brock is like, Jesus, it's like you didn't miss a beat. And that's why I want to impress upon you today. If you have a dream, a vision, if you're excited about YouTube for the views, for the subscribers, for the brand deals, me too. But no, you can have so much more than that to create something that truly matters to people's lives. And it doesn't matter whether you're in information, whether you're in entertainment, whether you're somewhere in the middle, which is really the sweet spot, is really combining some information and some entertainment. And, I'm like, holy smokes. And I want to talk about why I went away. I want to talk about the struggles that that we all go through. And I want to talk about how you can publish for yourself, how you can smash the like button. Here's the thing, kids, we're having t-shirts made. I came up with this little slogan the other day and I thought that is a freaking t-shirt. Yeah, I had the other t-shirt. Everyone said, Brian, oh my God, embrace your suckage. Make a t-shirt. I'm like, I made the t-shirt, sold probably none, but smash the publish button is something I'm really going to get behind. And again, it's like, how dare you talk about that, Brian? You didn't publish for months. Well, maybe sometimes the very best way to move forward is to step back and collect yourself. Have you ever heard of Maslow? I can't think of the term right now. Maslow? Hierarchy of needs. There's a hierarchy of needs, and at the bottom is you have to have food every day, you have to have shelter, you have to have these things in place to move on to a higher level of existence. And for me, going through a divorce from someone that I was with for some 24 years, it's still challenging, but it feels a lot more normal to live alone by myself. I had someone with me all the time. I had my 2 dogs. We had a great life, and then it ended. And just to, move forward, I couldn't do that. I needed time to regroup, and I did my best. And what's really challenging and interesting, and I just want to tell this story today, is that when that happened, my peak on YouTube was over 26,000 YouTube views in one day. 26,000 views in a day. And literally around a month when that happened is when my ex walked out the door, and that was it. We were never really together again. And then I moved to this home, and it's been a good year. It's been challenging, and at the beginning of the year, I was also dealing with a ton of health issues. Could have been long COVID. Is that what they call it? Long haul COVID, long haulers COVID. I got COVID. It really knocked me down. I felt like I recovered pretty well, but that was another thing. And yet, along this path and this journey, YouTube has been here. And I'm grateful for it. And I started something that I'm good at. And I worked damn hard to get good at it. And Science Gal Aquatics, what's going on? King Pin Schwan. And we got 33 people here, and I'm grateful to have you all. Listen, if you're new to the stream, I'm Brian. Welcome. We're going to talk about really publishing today, best practices moving forward. I want to take your questions, but I'm just opening up here and just sharing a little bit about where I was at. And anyway, I kind of got to this place where my tank, and this is really the third component I want to share, is that my tank was empty. I was hardcore on this platform, uploading, pushing, striving, live streaming, speaking on stages, the biggest stages, social media marketing world, Vid Summit, 2 times, 3 times if you count like the live thing during COVID that was, broadcast anyway. I pushed hard, and I really, if you're always teaching, you don't have time to do. And for me, the thing that propels me forward is seeing how far I can go, always learning, trying to figure things out. And I just wanted to take a little bit of time and take a break. I didn't even think about like, oh, I need to regroup. I'm just like, I don't know. And then plus I was sick. And so I just, all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, that's it. And, along this period, I've always been into the photography thing and a video because of YouTube. I started with a cell phone, moved forward, and slowly built up, and I bought a full frame camera and a different camera. And then when the divorce happened, I got a really great camera for both video and photography. And I got really into wildlife. I have taken incredible video and photos of bears. It's been insane. And coyotes and just embracing what it means to be a creator again. And I launched this other channel, and I launched it slowly. It started with macro photography. And then I'm like, well, I also like wildlife. And I kind of stuck to those things. And now I'm talking about cameras, and just generally speaking, I'm trying to create content I'm excited about, but I'm also having that audience in mind. Hey, Triathlon with Coach John. Welcome. Good to see you. Oh, thank you so much, Lotto Scratcher. Yeah, I missed you guys too. How's the audio today? I mean, I'm pretty excited about this setup. And again, one of the things that was bumming me out is like I just wanted to take it to the next level. And a lot of the things I wanted to do with this studio, I couldn't really figure out in the space I was in mentally. When I moved into this home, audio is clean and clear. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, sometimes the YouTube gods are on your side, and I appreciate that coming back. So, anyway, I just let go of this channel and I stepped away because one of the things to think about is when people really do push hard, most big YouTubers, they need to catch their breath at some point. So I did that. And then I started thinking over the last month or so, like, I just felt this desire to work again, not just have fun with video, because I've been publishing and I've been doing a lot of cool things. Went to a hot air balloon festival, captured beautiful video and photos, went into the mountains and captured fall foliage, went into the desert in the spring and visited 4 national parks. And I'm kind of capturing all this footage and creating videos, and it was more of just, this is like I'm semi-retired, but no. I'm not semi-retired. I have a lot more to share. And again, so like all of a sudden over the last month, I started really reflecting, and I'm thinking, for whatever reason, I decided I need to come back and make a few videos. And that first video back was like, I was absolutely blown away. And the fact of the matter is, it's true. If you take a break, you're going to see a dramatic drop in views and subscribers. However, if you really give a lot of yourself, if you give everything you got, then you will find you do build a core audience that are so-called super fans. And these people, like, they really love your content. They want to know what's up in your life. They're curious. They like the way you think, how you approach life. And, so when I come back, all of a sudden I'm like literally within minutes, it's the same thing. Comment, 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 100 views in like 6 minutes. Now, this is from the perspective of I've been launching this new channel that gets 100 views, 200 views in 3 days. Now, I actually I doubled my views in a week, like I said, and now it's doing, I think, 800 views a day, which is awesome. But I just kind of stopped, and then all of a sudden I started getting all these like, man, you've got a lot more. Oh God. Why am I so emotional? Whew. I started I was so pumped and excited all of a sudden because I had gone back and I had filled my tank. I had taken time away. I was still having cameras in my hand. That's how much I love this stuff. I was taking incredible photos of bears, like I said, in this video I caught. I couldn't even believe it. It was next level. And I'm so excited, and I'm doing all this stuff, and then I come back to YouTube and I was just so blown away. And I come back and like 2 days later I publish another video. And that video was exactly what it was supposed to be. And here's a little how I think, and I don't think most YouTubers think this way. I wasn't worried about views. I knew in order to really get what I want, my dreams and goals are over here. I'm stuck here. This is reality. And in order to get here, I can't publish a video and it's going to blow up. I need to grind my way, find my feet, get back in the process of creating content on a regular basis, practice my craft, which I've always done. And that has led to an amazing journey. So what did I do? I didn't try to create the perfect video. I tried to create a good video. Right now we're publishing in a few days. And then 2 days later, boom, another video. That one didn't do so good. But then that YouTube update with the animations and the like button, I'm like, these people need to know that. I'm excited. I made that video and it did well. And at this point, I'm like, I am so pumped up and excited. I went through this evening that I haven't had in years where I'm so excited about work. And that's how passionate I am about content creation. That's what it takes. It takes prioritizing YouTube. It somehow, and I know like you've probably got a job or you're in school or you got, friends and family, but okay, I get it. And it's easy for me. I'll be the first to admit it. But you know what? Wasn't always easy for me. Back in the day, I was a chef making making a poor wage. And what I did was just I would come home and build websites, and all of a sudden I'm making 6,000, 7,000 a month because I'm, trying to figure it out and I'm passionate. This is my laser focused, and I quit. And now the tables have turned. Now I can work 4 hours a day, make 5 times as much money, and work 3 to 6 days a week, depending on what I want to do. It's up to me. That's the power of this crazy thing called the interweb, and specifically YouTube. Mental health. Yeah, the mental health game is really hard. And that's one of the things too, right? I mentioned that. Like the struggle. Oh yeah. The struggle is up here, I think. But alas, there it is. It doesn't change, but what I know for me is eventually things do change. Things do get better. And that's been my experience slowly, very slowly over the last 3 years. And when the ex-wife left, like I said, I was crushing. I was doing 7,000 YouTube subscribers a month. I was driving 300 to 400,000 views a month. I was making life-changing income without trying. Just was happening. I mean, I was trying, but it was more about I'm trying to make great videos. And I think there's a difference there. You know what I mean? Can you guys, God, why am I so awkward? Can anybody tell me it's not easy being me? But here we are. So that's kind of the gist of it. And let's go back to this, so I'm really hyped up and I'm excited about YouTube, and I published those 3 videos and I can't sleep. And it feels like this is the old Brian. This guy I have the highest highs and the lowest lows. You know what I mean? I'm a very emotional, it's ups and downs, and that's how I roll, and one of the things I've noticed, in my studies is a lot of really creative people are like that. Anyway, I'm feeling pretty good. I've got some stability in my life, and that's good. And it allows me to focus on a broader and a bigger picture. So I come back, publish the videos, and I'm so excited. And I'm laying in bed and I can't sleep. And I'm going through my old videos, and I'm like, these were really good. They were weird. I don't know how many of you. I don't know how many of you have seen some of the really early stuff, but I was quirky as hell. High fives and weird pixie dust commercials and poof pixie dust. But they were really good YouTube fodder. They were the kind of stuff that an audience would connect to, and they did. Now, to be fair, it was a smaller audience, but they connected. And that was I have 1,000 subscriber growth every month. And that pushed me forward. And I kept striving and practicing and looking at my delivery and practicing my presence and not getting stuck saying and ah and learning to edit in the cameras and the editing and the lenses and understanding f-stops and aperture and ISO and dialing in the audio and the sound effects and never stopping and just pushing forward. And then I got to that point, where things blew up. And so I'm in bed and I can't sleep, and I'm looking at these videos. I'm like, man, like I want to make videos like I did back in the day. Those 15-minute documentary style, the sound comes in, it's creepy. Someone's on their phone. Back in the day when you were trying to grow your channel. Like that's the stuff I would do. And it was fun. And it's like I would drive 100,000 views and 1.9 million views. And you can't do that when you are really going through heavy stuff in your life because of that hierarchy of needs that I mentioned, right? You can't think about art I mean, I call it art. I would have never said that 10 years ago, 5 years ago, but this is my art. I create videos. I tell stories. I want to entertain you. I want to inspire myself, and if you're inspired along the way, awesome. You know what I mean? Um, but I couldn't do that for a long time, and every once in a while, there would be a hint of that, but it just feels different now. So then anyway, that I didn't sleep, and then the next day, I'm in somewhere, I don't even know, but, like, this is Otis's hair, and it's like, "Subscribe and feed a poodle." Like, that Otis is part of my journey, and my dogs, and I'm just, grateful, and then like a day later, I get a message from a prominent marketer, and he's like, "Hey man, this and that. How are things? I saw a ring on your finger," and I think it was actually a health ring to measure, all the blood pressure and when you're sleeping and sleep stages. And he's like, "Are you engaged?" And I'm like, "Nah, nah. I got a girlfriend. We're doing great. No plans for marriage." And anyway, he asked me to speak at this huge event. Maybe like he's got to check things, but he's interested. And again, it's just another sign that I have more to give. And I'm sorry that this truly is all about me. And if you've watched me, it's not about you. But here's the thing: if you want to tell your story, if you do want to make it about you from time to time, you can. But in order to do that, you have to deliver to the audience and based on what they want to watch, what they're interested in, what they're excited about. And then over time, you build up a following. Frono's photo. Anybody, Frono's photo? You guys know Fro? He had this great live stream on B&H, and he talked about this. He's like, "I review cameras. Not like how to set manual settings. Nobody cares about that. They want a new camera." I'm going to give you a power tip right now. Listen, I can't believe I always do this. I should, Ron. I recognize Ron's icon like that because that's what happens. It's not just views. We're building community. Hey, what's on? What's going on? Adriana Games Brazil. Thank you. I appreciate it. Love you too. Anyway, yeah, so I'm really fired up. I'm really excited. I love the way the studio looks right now. You know what? I've got all kinds of angles now. And the thing I wanted to do, I couldn't piece together, but I was always working and trying. And then I actually completely tore down everything, took this big desk, put it in my next room, set up a new angle that you guys have seen on the recent videos. And then I started, where do I put the live streaming station with this bigger desk? And I ended up right back here, brought this out, brought it back in. But what I really wanted was a modular studio where I can take these lights. It's cool. Check this out. You don't know the power of the dark side. This is a really amazing tube light. And this is kind of what I was talking about, right? Like, I am going to talk about some deeper stuff moving forward. And man, I'm going to make those deep videos. It's going to be cool. But I can go RGB color. Like right now, I've got it on blue. I can go daylight 5600, which is a typical light bulb to illuminate yourself. And I can move them all around. I've got them set up on different studio settings. I press a button, they all change colors, and I go to a new location, and it's working great. Put that right like that. So anyway, that's what's up with me, kids, and it's been pretty awesome and pretty exciting. And I'm excited to see where I can go. One of the things I thought about is, the biggest day I've ever had, I think I mentioned it, was 26,000 YouTube subscribers in one single day. And I was gaining around 7,000 subscribers a month, I believe. Maybe it was 6. No, it was over 7. Pam. Yeah. The setup is inspiring me to create. And it's not just that, Pamela, it's so great to see you. It's just the fact that, like, I have to be doing new things at all times. I have to be moving forward. And it doesn't mean I can't, publish a bunch of videos really educating and teaching what I know. But at the same time, if that's all you do, then it's hard to be inspired because it's just like it becomes a job. So, yeah. Leadership with Mike. Happy for you. Happy to see some new videos from you. Yeah, it's been awesome. I'm just really excited to be back making videos. And man, I was good at what I did, and I would never say that in the past. But I had time to reflect. And like I said, when I was like reviewing some of those old videos, I'm like, shit, man, shit. Like it's so easy to appreciate things years after you've gone through that period in your life. Those quirky early beginnings, a lot of people dug it. Pamela did. Pamela's been with me for a long time. Coaching client, was in my Patreon when I started that, then launched a group coaching program, joined that. And Mike's been with me for a long time. And Kin Pin Shun Fit. I don't know if I said that right. He's been a subscriber for a long time. And it doesn't matter whether you're a coaching client, subscriber. For me, it's just fun to hang out, and feel connected to something that has purpose, right? And that's one of the things I've been missing. So it's like, have a steady girlfriend. That's nice. Excited about work. I can focus on work in a meaningful way. Yeah. Lily Tree. I think Lily Tree, like, were you with me even before YouTube? I'm not sure if you were, but like I've been, I'm actually working on a really big video. You guys, seriously, this is going to be so much fun. I'm thinking about dropping a big video on Sunday mornings because that's a great time to publish if your audience is American, and making it, 20 minutes long, 18 minutes long, an hour long. And I know that sounds like, oh my God, I won't watch that, but I would really be targeting people watching on big screens, or again, Sunday morning when you're sipping your coffee and you can just relax and take in some deep content. And I'm excited for that. Lily Tree, like I said, I can't remember if you were with me just from YouTube or before. Sunday, yes, living life with Judith. Nice to see you, Judith. You've been around a while too. I met you at Vid Summit 2018, and I've learned so much from you. Thank you. You bet. Tony, awesome. I love that, man. If you guys have questions, drop them in now. Do me a favor. Okay, I want you, more than I want you to hit the like button right now for me, I want you to smash the publish button in the best way you know how. And if that means just making a video a month, I'm cool with that, because that was my life and I understand. And, this is a social media platform that can be more than that. But at the same time, we're making little videos. This isn't like brain surgery and whatnot. Mine's 85 inches. I'm not sure about that. It's a big one. Not sure about that either, but there you have it, folks. I'm really excited for where you've come in your journey, Brian. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, me too. And I appreciate you. I know you've been going through some stuff. We all have. 302 Fishing. Glad you're getting back into the rhythm of things. Love your content. Appreciate it. Just YouTube. Okay. Well, it's good to know. And, it's like, yeah. Who was it? Tony? Was it Tony that mentioned a Vid Summit? I've spoke at Vid Summit twice. I think it was twice. Yeah. 3 times if you consider the live thing that they did. This is a little too, I wonder if I put it here. See, I'm always fiddling and trying to fix and improve. You've helped me so much way back. Glad to see you back. Hey, it's complicated. Awesome. I appreciate that. If you guys have questions, drop them, like I said. How's your doggy? Yeah. So Otis died. That's this little, I just mentioned this. I don't know if you heard this little story, but he was never in this home. When I moved, he was in San Francisco. He was in San Francisco for a couple months, and then sadly he died. He had cancer. Oh, it was awful. And Olive is with a couple in San Francisco right now too. I think this is a question. What would you suggest for burnout? Yeah, Yarn Geek. Man, this was where I was at. What would you suggest for burnout? I'm almost 1,200 videos in, 3.5 years, and I'm on the struggle bus. Been there, done that. It's a pain in the butt, really challenging. The thing I would say is if you're able to separate YouTube and your primary channel, and like right now for the last week I've been going pretty hard and it's like all YouTube all the time, and that I cannot sustain that. I can for a year maybe, or 3 months, or 2 years, but at some point you hit that wall. And one of the things I reflect and see in my pal Nick is that he's always had things outside of YouTube, like he'll play a video game, he's playing this new musical instrument, kind of like the pan flute, is it? Which is weird, but pan drum, or um, and he makes music and he does the rapping and then he adds some of that into his videos from time to time. But he has all these other creative outlets. And for me, having that other channel that's now monetized is awesome because I can do a video on something else. And the other thing is, if you can, is it if you can, maybe you need to take a break for a little bit. And a little bit could be a month, it could be 6 months, it could be 2 months. If you're making good money, that's really hard. But again, I think one of the things I would consider is there some way to maintain quality, but reduce the amount of effort you put in? So going live right now, like for me to be live, like, damn, the studio looks boss. um that's really powerful, right? Like you can go live, connect with your audience, you can be knitting, and also it's a different experience. You're not just cranking out videos, you're answering questions. You don't have, like, for me, one of the things that's tough, and I remembered, is editing. Like I love editing, but it's really hard and tiring. It's not hard, it's just tiring. And if I'm really driving hard, I'll start my morning off. I will script. I will finish scripting. I will record a video and I'll start editing. Back in the day, I would, like, if I record in one day, that's good. And I'm happy. I can take the rest of the day off or maybe start editing a bit. Um, but when I'm really pushing hard, I'll do a lot of edits and I'll continue. And human beings typically dip in the middle of the day. They have more energy in the morning when they wake. After 7, 8 hours, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, there's a dip. And there I am in the middle of the dip. I need a good meal. I'm editing. You don't have that with live streaming. Another thing is shorts. Is it possible to publish 2 long form videos a week if you're at that point where you're burnt out? If you're struggling to grow and you want to grow, do not listen to what I'm saying right now. Again, everything is really based on where you're at and what you need to do to prioritize the effort you put in to get the most out of YouTube. But again, if you have an audience, why not take some videos, throw them through some automated software solutions, have them edit up some shorts and publish those. That would be another way to spend less time and then get out and do things. Get away from the computer. uh, that's really been helpful for me. Do you feel your break restored the why you originally started creating? Um, like, what's your why? I think that's a big part of your question. What is your why? For me, my why is, and I've already said it in this live stream, so I guess that would be a yes. How far can I go? Which is different from how can I get views? How far can I go in my journey? You see, I know it's going to take a while, and I know my journey is not over. So that's why I'm back. That's why the live stream is happening. Like, I put the energy into making videos first. And again, this is if you're struggling to grow, if you're just getting started, If you can't seem to make it happen, then let me know. And I would love an honest reply below. Just leave a comment if you can. Like, I prioritize making content first. So I came down to the studio and I could have played with the lights and everything. And you know what I did? Not that. I got a simple script, have it written by AI, doesn't matter. Create some bullet points, doesn't matter. What matters is you film a video. That's what's most important. And I filmed a video and I edited and I published it. And when I was done, then I did some work. Or I worked for an hour or two and I'm like, and when I mean work, I'm like cleaning up the office, pushing things out, bringing them back in, trying different lights, working with different things. And I'm like, it's time, mother. You need to get your app in the chair and start filming, because that is the only way forward. Dreams and aspirations over here. I'm stuck over here in reality. And the only way to get here is to publish a video. Smash the publish button. So that's why I think I'm revitalized, because my why is how far can I go? Which is really based on the journey, not so much the immediate satisfaction of views. You know what I mean? And the other thing that I have working for me is I've done this stuff for a long time. I've built websites. I've tried to figure out how to get views and make money online as a marketer. And I would struggle for a long time, and then it would work. And I did that. I did that with Google, with affiliate marketing, with self-publishing on Kindle. I did it with my own product creation. I've done it so many times. So when I started on YouTube, you know what I did? I hit the ground running and did exactly what I just shared. It's not rocket science. It's just, you got to take the action. And furthermore, you have to have the discipline to look at, these are the most important things. There's 15 things. That's all there is on YouTube. If you master 15 things, you can crush it. And it sure as hell ain't what time should I publish my video. And it sure as heck is not what day is the best to publish my video. And it's definitely not, should I use closed captions? It's all the stuff people never talk about, which I find is weird, but there you have it. You know what I mean? So I think that's why I got inspired. Hey, AJ, it's been a hot minute and it's good to see you. You're a long time YouTube fella. Appreciate you. Does YouTube advice still apply in 2024 with YouTube so many Yes, of course, without a question. The fact of the matter is, imagine this, okay? Just work with me here. And this is for everybody. If you're really into this, and you can, if no one's around, because I don't want people to think you're weird, but just like close your eyes and imagine that you're new to the world and somebody drops you on a basketball court, and you've got this blindfold on, and they slowly lower you onto this basketball court, and then they somehow a tennis ball rolls across the basketball court, and a basketball rolls across the court, and then there's a football there too. Like, you're going to figure out it's the basketball, but you're not going to know right away. And are you going to know the rules? Are you going to know what the lines are for? If you don't know how the game is played, if you don't know what the rules are, how can you ever expect to blow up? And the fact of the matter is, when you follow best practices, which a lot of people don't want to do, you'll grow. I promise. I guarantee. Again, it's 15 things. That's all it is. 15 things. When you get good at this studio is a great example. This studio and what's happening right now encapsulates half, if not all, of what I'm talking about. Most people focus on the wrong things. How's your light? Let me ask you, how is your lighting? Is your lighting good? Because it matters. It doesn't have to be like this. I started with a phone outside. I started with a phone in front of a window, but I did go away. All of a sudden, things are flashing on my iPad. Start where you're at right now. We just covered that. Start where you're at right now. Use what you got. They're like, hey, I only have a phone. I get it. I started with a phone too. And I wish I wasn't like this, but this is who I am. You know what I mean? I wish I didn't pick on as much. Wish I had a softer approach, but I don't. Maybe I'm too old and ornery. But I just like I'm too old not to like beat around the bush. I want to do it in a loving way and say, "Hey, this is the way forward." You know what I mean? So it's like start where you're at, use what you got and publish. Smash the publish button. And if that means right now you're in a really hard place, then know you're in a hard place and know that I believe, just like somehow I'm finding my way forward, which has been hell. It has been awful. I mean, seriously, like I had nights where I would wake up, crying. Like when you're uh, when you're with someone for 24 years, and then your life is completely changed upside down. It's hard to focus on something like YouTube videos because the needs in your life are not balanced out. And YouTube is way up here, and you're focused on how do I pay my bills? Where do I live? What does my life look like? Who do I spend time with? Do I have a person? And that came first. Um, Start where you're at, use what you got, and publish and learn along the way. And the thing that I've taught for a long time, and you'll see me talk about this. I'm working on this big video, and I've taught it for 3 years because it's my core. Maybe I'll write a book about this. I don't know, but I know that I'm in love with this method. I call it the looping method, and it's based on these are the most important things. Choose one that you suck at and improve it. And you don't have to make it become amazing at it. Instead, publish a video, try to improve your audio, but publish. Like you have to publish in the next 7 days. That's it. Publish in 7 days. Do the best you can with what you got. And then when you're done, you know what you do? You review your video. And if the audio still sucks, simple. You do the best you can with what you got, that same stupid microphone, and then you try to improve it. And when you do that, I guarantee your audio will improve. Your editing will improve. Your ability to communicate clearly and compelling in a manner that grabs people and makes them listen will absolutely improve. That's all you have to do. Pay attention to 15 things and then just immerse yourself in YouTube. Old and ornery. Yep. For real. You have to publish regularly. That's what I'm talking about. It has to happen. Now, the fact of the matter is at a certain level, you can slow down. You know what I mean? You can go 2 videos a month and then have a live stream or two. You can have some shorts popping. And that's kind of what I was mentioning before. But when you want to grow, you have to hit the ground hard. These are some mean YouTube streets in 2024. That's where my mind is. I'm there, 2024. How about you? Like, join me, 2024. For me, 26,000 views in one day. I'm not sure if I want to say that's my goal, but I guess I'm kind of saying that. It scares me. That's a big goal. I don't know if I have the capacity to do what I did in the past, but I do know I have the capacity to make some ridiculously good videos. And you know what? When you can do that, the sky is the limit. So I might surprise myself. Maybe I'll work a little less hard and still grow even more. Keep it old school is the way to go. I hear you, AJ. What sets you apart from others is giving advice is the fact that you give it to us straight without the bullshit. Yeah. Yeah. I know, right? Like, I mean, the thing about it is like, it's hard because like I will publish a video in a heartbeat about a new button animation and everybody wants to know about it, but that ain't it, baby. But like I got to play the game too. Cause these, we on these YouTube streets. Oh man. Okay. What else we got here? We can't do what everyone else is doing. My channel, for example, is Minecraft. I enjoy series, but I have to throw in other stuff that people aren't doing. Well, here's the thing. You know what? What I think is a really amazing way to go, and it worked for me, is is find that place in the middle where there's an audience and you know exactly what they want and you understand that, and then you understand what you love and what you're good at, and then you kind of create this thing that happens in the intersection of both of those things. So I it's weird when I think about inspiration. I always think I there's something I don't like when I hear people say, I want to inspire you. Like, inspire yourself, and, and when you do that, I'll be inspired. Like, when I see you going hard, I will be inspired. If someone called me out and said, "Ah, bullshit, Brian, I don't think you got what it takes, and there's no reason." Okay, like, I'm okay with that too. Um Yeah, but I think that's really the way forward is just to figure out what you're good at and what you like to do, and then and be willing to meet the audience halfway. So for me, I want to make videos about, like, and here's the other thing too, when I took time away, like, a lot has changed. And not that much. It's not significant, but at least I can talk about new things. The free tools available on this device as in YouTube Studio, incre- incredible. That's a video. Kind of this detailed breakdown of these 15 things. Man, I'm gonna hit that hard. I'm gonna publish this video is gonna be 30 minutes. It's gonna be deep. I'm not going to just tell you to make good lighting. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what I can do down here. I'm going to talk about cameras, camera settings, not a lot, but just enough. I'm going to talk about backdrops. I'm going to talk about story. I'm going to talk about all these 15 elements, and I'm going to create and craft that video in a fun way. And I'm going to create the best video I can with constraints. And that's the thing. When you put a constraint on it, it becomes powerful. So, like, I'll spend a week on it or 12 days on it, but I'm not going to work on it for a month, because this is YouTube. This isn't, make a movie. This isn't cinema. This isn't send off your video essay to try to get a publishing deal. This is YouTube. I've been following you for a few years. I'm all in for 2024. You've been a great help. Love hearing about YouTube. I love it. I love it. I hope my comments are visible, Brian. I won't see the appreciate. Brian won't see that. No, I appreciate it, Leo. I've got how many people? 51 people here. That is amazing. I mean, I want you to think about this. Imagine, like, not publishing a video for well over 200 days, 7, 8 months, and then driving thousands of views, having a live stream with 50 people on it. Like, powerful. I'm just really, really excited. Seriously, can't wait for your new videos. Yeah, me too. And here's a little bit about how I work, and maybe you find this helpful. So for me, I want to sit down and film at probably around 10 o'clock. And as I wake up, I'm going to go through YouTube comments. I'm going to sip coffee, and I'm really fresh. And one of the most challenging things is writing. Now, you don't have to write, but I think it's a good practice, right? If you're like, I don't want to write, then use AI, use Chat GTP, and have scripts written out. Simple. So I write, and maybe I'll do bullet points. And I like to write because I want to tell my story. I want to create my videos. Now, to be fair, I will now and then incorporate and ask Chat GTP to write a paragraph about this just to get it out of the way, and then I'll move on. So I write probably 80% of my content, but I will fill in the gaps. That being said, on my other channel, I created a script with Chat GTP. I changed a few words. I spent 15 minutes. The video was recorded within an hour. The video was published within 4 hours. That video's done pretty well. The tools are making it easier. But anyway, kind of back to the flow. So, like, I write in the morning, and then I get to a place where, like, you need to film today. Film right now. Because what I'm trying to do when I want to grow and get the ball rolling is I always want to be publishing. And there are two blocks. One is writing can be a block. We have Chat GTP now. And then the second thing is filming. right? You have to be in the right mindset. You have to be able to communicate clearly. And here's the thing, if you're afraid to speak on camera or to really create a powerful presentation, or if you feel quirky or odd, I felt all of that stuff, but I guarantee you that you will drastically improve as long as you try every time you film. And it's hard not to, as long as you're like, I need to try to speak better, to be more clear. Hey, wow, AJ. So I was just thinking about that. I'm like, super chat, and there it is. Like, amazing. A super chat. Thank you, my friend. I will definitely buy myself a beverage this weekend. Yeah, so that's kind of my flow. And then so I'll record a video. And by that time, if I've done some writing and I've recorded a video, I'm happy, but I'll probably pull it into my video editor. I might spend a little bit of time editing and I'm done. And then next day, and this is what I really would recommend too, right? Is then I can edit, and all I have to do is wake up in the morning, edit a video, and that's a great day. But you know what I do? I don't do that. Because what's the roadblock? Well, I just mentioned it. It's writing, which means I have to come up with video ideas. That's where it starts. I can't write until I have an idea. And then once I start writing, then I need to film. So often what I'll do is, if I've got a video ready to edit, I will start writing first in the morning, because I did that this morning, and I took the bones of this 15 step. These are the things I call it, the looping method. If you guys know the looping method or know that strategy, just mention that. Say, oh yeah, I've seen you talk about that. It'll be interesting to see what I can do with that content, how to make it spicy and sexy for YouTube and whatnot. Um, Anyway, so that's kind of my workflow. And then I'll also mention batch processing. Like, how can you move forward and create 3 or 4 videos in a day, or film 3 or 4 videos? For me, 2 is probably max. I can be pretty weird on camera. It might take me 3 or 4 takes to get one section done really well. So if I do 2 videos, I'm probably going to be speaking for 90 minutes to 2 hours, which is fine. But to have 2 scripts ready to go is probably a little tough, maybe pushing it. Sometimes I will. It just depends on what's happening. Once I really get into the flow, often what I'll do is, this is going to be a really solid, great video, fully scripted out, 10 minutes. And then I'll go, this is going to be a good video. It's going to be a bit rougher in the script. But what really matters is how you connect with the audience and what you say when you're on camera. And furthermore, check this out. I've driven, I think it was over 100,000 views on a video about gaining subscribers. And literally, I jotted down about 12 bullet points in about 5 or 10 minutes, and I made that video. But the reason it did well is because I was on point. I was feeling good. I was in flow, right? I had the ability to think fast, communicate clearly, and in a way that was somewhat fluid. And I could edit it and people could understand it. And it was what my audience could see visually. This is way too deep for most people, but I'm going to share it anyway. If you do how-to information, you have to create content that viewers can see themselves doing. Because if they can't, they're not going to watch. If you're talking about editing on Premiere Pro and you're so deep in the weeds with, or like, what is it, DaVinci Resolve with nodes and color grading, and it's so complicated, most people will click off. So my job is to create content that's simple, but also give you enough ideas in an advanced way to help you move forward. Brian, someone told me, talk into your mobile phone once a day for 60 days. And you absolutely, here's what I do. I talk to myself all the time. I'm so glad that you mentioned this. So for me, once I have the script done, I will be rehearsing. I will be looking at how I open this video. Here's what I mean. This live stream is like, smash the publish button and get views. Check this out. Imagine if you stopped right now worrying about smashing the like button for other YouTubers, and finally you did something for yourself and you smashed the publish button. You see, right there, I was able to make that happen because it was a simple concept and I've practiced and I'm in flow right now, right? Now, when I record a video, it's a different experience and it's weird. Like live stream, I can be on point, but I might flub that, but that's okay. I go back and I practice. And as I'm like shaving and taking a shower to get my hair kind of normal looking, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to be practicing those opening lines because the more you talk and speak when striving to speak in a compelling way, the better you'll do. Doug, oh my gosh, Doug, it's so good to see you, man. Shout out to Doug. He helps run all the important YouTube help groups on Facebook. Literally, like if there's a Facebook group about YouTube, he's probably the moderator or he's co-admin of Tube Ritual. By the way, if you want to join my community, if you want to be connected to me and to Doug and so many of us, simply search on Facebook. I might have said YouTube, Facebook, Tube Ritual, and we'll get you in. Lily says, "Hey, Doug Houston, how are you?" Doug, there's Doug is the man. I mean, right? Look at the love you're getting, brother. You deserve it. You've worked so hard. I've been going an hour. Now, if I was Roberto Blake or God knows Nick Nimmin and Dee Nimmin, that means I would just be having coffee. I would just be getting warmed up and I would go for another 3 or 4 hours. You never know. I think what we're going to do is I want to live stream at least once a week. I want to do that maybe twice a month. We'll see. I've got a live coaching group. I want to publish. I want to do other things too, but I know I'm committed to YouTube for a while, so I'm really excited about that. Great to have you back, Brian. Hello from London. Big man in the woods. What is happening? Good to see you, and thank you so much. Appreciate it. Homekeeping channel, good to see you. I've seen you leaving some comments on my videos. What's interesting, home keeping channel, is you left a comment before I came back, maybe a month ago, and then you left another one, and that was really nice to see. And for anybody watching, I want you to think about what I just said. Again, I didn't publish a video for over 200 days, and yet I was still connecting with people, still making that connection. And that's the power. And you can have that impact too. Now, to get there, you gotta grind it out. Hello. Good to see you. Got to run. Got to go make a video. Ron, get to it, brother. If you have a question, drop it in the chat right now and we'll answer that. Yeah, we were kind of talking about my workflow, but yeah, that's just one of the things that I do. And it's been really helpful. I am a super fan. Oh, you are too kind, my friend. Don't think of it as a super fan for me. Just think of it as a super friend. I'm not looking for fans. I don't know. It's just, yeah, appreciate it. How do I do this? What's this? Cinema layout. Cinema layout. Okay. Picture in picture. Where's screen? How do I share my screen? Present. I haven't done this in so long. Present. Slides. Share screen. Okay, let's see if I can do that. I know what here we go. Oh my God. I'm going to have to overcome this. Open system settings. Okay, we're going to do that some other time. Is there a new fashion to have your microphone on the show these days? I've seen it recently in a lot of other YouTube videos. I mean, honestly, I think, the people I follow, when they do this type of content, the microphone is close because it's just the best way to have great sounding audio. And hopefully my audio sounds good. The bottom line is no, not at all. You can have it out of shot, but the closer it is to your mouth, the better it's going to sound. And that's why you see it. And it doesn't really It doesn't matter. There's no fashion to that. Any tips on thumbnail design? Yeah, you know what I would say is bright saturated colors and keeping it simple is so very important. One of the things I kind of thought about this, and Leo, I'll get to your. I think you have a question here. Oh, okay, yeah, we'll cover that, Leo. Just give me a second. One of the things I've been doing, and here's the thing, like for me, I'm good at this lighting stuff. I enjoy that. It's it's something I grew with. You know what I mean? And the audio most of the time sounds pretty good these days. Live streaming can be hit or miss because it's a different beast. But in video, my audio sounds great. But thumbnails have always been a struggle for me. And the thing I want to share with you is that um, the most important thing is that you publish regularly. So, like I said, if you really want to grow, publish. Like, do your best to publish more. And I don't know what that is for you, only you do, but push yourself to the best of your ability. And then what I would say is like, I'm looking right now for an image that I made with AI. Oh, here it is. And I'll probably use this for an upcoming video. And I basically did that with AI, an app. And then I made some changes in an app called Pixelmator, which is for iPad. And it's a photo app, and it allows you to paint and remove things. So I kind of paint and smudge and create something that's simple. And that's really the thing I would say is when you create a thumbnail, really think about creating something that is simple and easy to read. Like if I look at my thumbnail that I use for this live stream, and again, when I came, I wasn't sure if the computer would work, if I would be able to get things going because everything was broken down. So what did I do? Well, I started where I was at, like I've been talking about. All the tests were great. I'm like, wow, that's refreshing as heck. And then I thought, oh yeah, I think I'll want to go live. Oh my goodness, Jay Bravo, $10, dude, man. Oh no, Jay, you would have made it, brother. Like somehow we came across each other and you said that's my guy. Maybe something like that, but you would have made it. I believe that. That's you, brother. I'm just grateful I was able to be a part of your journey. But like I was saying, so like I used to always use this thumbnail for my live streams and it wasn't on my computer. So what did I do? I just went through and I'm like looking and I found these, which is like, this is an old thumbnail. Come on, man. Why are you giving me a hard time? For some reason, I've got some issues with this right now. This is so weird. Huh. Oh, maybe it's because it's info. Is that what's going on? No. Oh, okay. Whatever. That's the thumbnail. You guys saw it. And I used that. But if you like look at this thumbnail, which this is starting to really aggravate me now. But if you look at this thumbnail, there are a few things happening. And even though it's from a few years old, it's a good thumbnail. And then furthermore, I tested this style and based on what I had previously, which was close, but it wasn't graphically as strong. It didn't have the pop of this. This thumbnail had a CTR improvement of almost 1%, going from about 4% to like 3.7, 4 to about 5. So again, almost 1% or 1%. And 2 words, that's not a word, but people can understand, and really bright colors. Your picture on the right or left, and less is more. You need to make it easier for people to understand. Nobody's reading. They don't read your thumbnail. It just grabs their attention. And maybe you've got a few words, and then those words are going to play with the video title when they read it. So that's the thing to do. Jay, man, I just want to say again, thank you so much. I really appreciate that super chat. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much. What camera and lens are you? Thank you for asking, because I'm a camera nerd. You guys want to see some crazy stuff? I'm using right now an A7S III, very expensive, $3,500. This is a camera that rocked YouTube when it came out. If you've heard about it or not, it does incredibly well in low light. It's full frame. It's only 12 megapixels. So it's the same as a phone, but it's a heck of a good camera. And the lens, I'm using a G Master, again, very expensive, 24 millimeter f1.4 prime lens. So very sharp, great in low light, really, really powerful. Now, if you're getting started and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't afford that, I wouldn't buy that. What I bought when I got started was an A6300. It was, you can probably buy one of those for $500, but I would recommend a ZV1. You can buy an original ZV1 used for probably $500 to $600. And I've made a bunch of videos and they look just like this. You can blur out the background, not as much, but you can. It's got some blur. They're great in low light. They have all kinds of video settings and frame rates. You can film in 4K, powerful little camera, and they're great for vlogging. I was going to do something with my, oh, yeah, I was mentioning cameras. So check this out. Yeah, who took that picture? Yeah, I did. This is Mama Bear, and that's the cub. That was a pretty cool experience. That was literally 30 minutes from my house, and I'm 30 minutes from Denver. So I ran into a pack of coyotes. That was really cool, coyote. And I have one that's just so close, just really beautiful shot. Like, wow. I'm standing in the middle of a national park, Rocky Mountain National Park, and these coyotes run through. Whole pack of them. Incredible. And that's what I was talking about when I took that break. That's what I was doing. I was just, the one thing that gave me a little bit of peace when I went through that rough patch in my life with the divorce was getting out in nature. And I always loved cinematography and capturing video and cameras. And as soon as I got a telephoto lens, that was the end of it. Yeah, the ZV1. I have the ZV1 now. Awesome. TubeBuddy. No way. TubeBuddy, it's an honor and pleasure to see you, sir. Just dropping by to TubeBuddy. We need to talk because I need to make videos about the tools, and I'm excited. I actually got TubeBuddy. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you. Check it out, gang. Like I said, I just got this battle station up and running today because I've been publishing videos first. And so I'm like publishing videos first, and then I would spend some time setting up this angle and the live streaming, and I got things going, and that meant reconnecting TubeBuddy, and it's working again, and I'm so excited because there's some new stuff happening with TubeBuddy, title generators, and man, and TubeBuddy was, I mean, I'm getting choked up again. Back in the day, we would do these kind of conferences, and the TubeBuddy team would show up, me and Nick and Daniel Battelle, and the whole entire crew was there. Owen was there, and I'm forgetting one dude's name. I feel bad. Andrew. There it is. I'm older. There's a lot of information up there, and we would just have such an amazing time, and really appreciate. Oh, too kind. Yeah. So anyway, it's good to be back. And TubeBuddy, welcome. Good to see you. Doug, be careful in the woods. Yeah. You know what? That photography stuff, that was really, really cool. And it was really amazing to be able to be in the woods and be crazy enough to get close, but not crazy close. You know what I mean? Like when I took the photos of those bears, which, don't get me wrong, every hair on my body was standing on end. They were 50, 100 yards away, maybe. I don't know, very close. But I've got this huge telephoto lens. I've got two of them. One is 200 millimeters. So I'm shooting on 24 millimeters. This thing goes to 600. And now I have a 600 prime that I actually spent $11,000 on because I just spent a lot of time. And the thing that I was saying is when I have this opportunity to capture an amazing photo, I want it to be the best I can be. And it's been pretty neat. TubeBuddy. Happy to chat. Feel the same way. Older, aren't we all? Yes, absolutely. So who's there from TubeBuddy? Who's manning the TubeBuddy station right now? The TubeBuddy battle station. And Doug says, "What a super group." Yeah, those it was just such an amazing time, and I want to tell a story. If anybody, Stanley, what's great? What's going on? It's so great to see you. I want to tell a story about anybody here that's like, man, I would love to work with brands. I would love to be able to go to conferences and make money and share my passion and be able to move forward and do all the things. I want to let you know again, yeah, I took a break, but when I went hard like you couldn't keep up with me. You couldn't. Not a lot of people could. Um, And in that process, it allowed me to do a lot of the things that I want, and you can too. You got to focus on what matters, and you got to publish. You got to hit the publish button, and then you can make it happen. Stanley. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Amazing. Amazing. Wow. It's just everything changes, but everything is the same. So very cool. And, like I said, so imagine, that's kind of the period I'm going through. I'm growing my channel. TubeBuddy reaches out and they want me to live stream on their channel once a month, maybe it was, I think. And I started off and I was just live streaming with a phone. And we don't care. Do what you do. You do it great. People enjoy your live streams. 45 people here right now. And I remember one live stream, I was into it. I was into the flow. I was standing and I was like really energetic. And I spit on the lens. Horrible. And another time I was in the house that me and my ex-wife built in the mountains, incredible view of Pikes Peak in Colorado Springs, and my internet was really problematic. And my internet was going down so hard, and I was unplugging cables and trying to reboot the internet and the router and all the things. And Phil, the original creator and CEO of TubeBuddy, he was like, "Hey man, we get it. It's tech happens. You're doing your best. We're not worried about it. It's all good." And that is we had to replace that lens. Exactly. Oh, so crazy. But that just goes to show is number one, if that's the kind of experience you want on YouTube, you don't have to be perfect. And even if you try your damnedest, you won't be. Number two is when things happen, it's okay. Like I mentioned in this live stream, I was contacted about a possible high level speaking gig. This is when they pay for everything, your flight and hotel, and bring someone out, or we can give you food, all the things you would hope for. And I canceled on this person because of that. I was sick and went through a period and it was kind of rough. And yet he reached out again. Are you interested in? I'm like, wow, yeah, I would be. You can do it. And it's very powerful. The first ever TubeBuddy live stream I watched was Owen laying on a lounge chair in his backyard. I might have seen that one too. Was he? Oh, man. We were such a ragtag team of crazy creators. Oh, the good old days. ZV1 is a nice little camera. And Leo had a question about overcoming the fear of live streaming. And what I would say is do your best to put up a kind of a situation that you have a hard time really thinking about things because you're going to be too busy doing things. And I was just going through this too. Should I, okay, I worked on my script this morning and you're making progress and the studio's coming along well. You could take the rest of the day off. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe I'll go live tomorrow. I'm like, dude, like it's not even 4:00. Go live right now. And I'm like, oh, what if this I'm like, just man, push the button, push the publish button, smash the publish button. And that's exactly what I did, Leo. And you can do the same. And the best way to do that is schedule it for earlier in the morning, like on a Saturday. So when you wake up, you're just going to like do all the testings, get everything ready to go, and then go down and live stream. But don't schedule it for, if you wake up at 8:00 and you could be live streaming at 9, don't schedule it for noon because you're going to have a lot of time to think about it. Instead, schedule it for 9 a.m. and wake up and do it. Or if you get home from work and it's 5 o'clock, be live streaming at 6:30, enough for some food. And then we're like, I have to eat. So I have energy on the live stream. I'm not hungry. I need to get my lighting good to go. I need to get things in place. And then I'm going to move forward. My favorite stream was the Airbnb backyard at Bid Summit a few years ago. Man, was I at that one, Stanley? Was I at that one, dude? Because I remember we had one at an Airbnb. I think it was VidCon though. And we I think it was at a game show format. We did so many crazy things. Oh God, that was such a incredible time. Hey Brian, good to see you. You have helped me a lot through the years. Thanks. Oh, really, really appreciate it. Just don't jump into the deep end. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. And at the end of the day, I try to remind myself at all times, if you're nervous about being on camera, listen, if you're nervous about pushing the live button, just be thankful that you're not a brain surgeon, because that would be tough. If you have a bad day and you're a brain surgeon, you might kill someone, or worse yet, they might not talk right for the rest of their life. But if you're a YouTube creator, you're going to make a video that you publish to the internet. And you know what? Here's the thing. If you're afraid, welcome, me too, all the time. If you wonder if it's going to be worth it, me too, all the time. But at the end of the day, if you can just push yourself to do the stuff, and if you can do your best to strive to find the joy in moving forward and creating, you'll do great. So, something to think about. Maybe it was VidCon. Yeah, it was the game show format. One with everyone on I think we had like this outdoor couch, and there was a pool we had. It was probably one of the best. I think it was VidCon. Yeah, it was really amazing. And they were all setting everything up. Andrew was there, and Daniel Battelle. I think that was he was just getting rolling as a creator. That was really cool. And he was always up early, cleaning things up, just being helpful and whatnot. And amazing. That was really a cool time. Yeah. Not a brain surgeon. Whew. I know, right? I mean, that would be, you think you got it tough. If you're nervous about going live, think about cutting into someone's brain. That's a tough day. Hey babe, how did your day go? Oh, pretty good. John's still alive, but he doesn't talk well. Hey Rachel, what's happening? Good to see you. Tracy says, missed you. Oh, you are too sweet. Thank you so much. Man, 49 people here. I'm going to say it again. Listen, if there's anybody here that wants a tribe, can I get a hallelujah? Just right now in the comments, say something. Yes, hallelujah. Praise Jesus. Like, if you can feel me, if you want a tribe, let me know in the comment below. If you're excited about YouTube, but you're just not sure, let me know. Leave a comment. I want to see the pulse of this community right now. Like, where are you at? You're overwhelmed. You're excited. Just let me know. Leave me a comment. ADA trips. Dude, come up with can you guys you guys need to do me a solid right now. Like, who wants some advice? Can we please get some simple names on YouTube? ADA trips. Now, it should be easy, but I'm dyslexic, and a lot of people got issues. The simpler, the more powerful. I don't know how to spell hallelujah. Rachel says, not sure how much I've missed. It's been a hot minute. We've been going over a lot of powerful tips, but you're good. You know exactly what to do. We talk every day, or 5 days a week almost. All good, my friend. Stanley again. Don't know how. Did I have this up on the board? I think I did. Don't know how to spell hallelujah. Geek. Hallelujah. I'm pumped. 400 subs today. 400? Are you kidding? Jesus, dude, that is incredible. You have achieved rare air. That was about my height, like 275, 300 subscribers a day. What is that? Like, I don't do math. I'm a creator. Is that like 7,000? 350? Who knows? That's basically where I was at. Probably not even that much, probably 350. You motivated me to do Mega Life Friday, 7 p.m., 5 hours nonstop. Well, you're a knucklehead. That's crazy, man. But I love the passion and commitment. Excited as always. I dig it. A hot minute. Mike Phillips in the house, brother. How you been? Now, here's the deal. Me and Mike, number one, coaching client. Number two, happen to live in the beautiful state of Colorado, John Denver. Hallelujah. Can someone start singing Rocky Mountain High, please? We actually did a little road trip. We went to the sand dunes, took some amazing photos. That's the other thing is like, how much are you always playing with the gear and trying to do better? That's one of my, like, I have a passion for that, from the script to how I communicate to the topic I select. Doesn't mean I don't do topics I don't like, but because I'm always trying to improve, I've grown, and you can too. Mike, dude, so excited. Just crossed 12,000 this month. Dude, that is amazing. A lot of that is your doing and what you share. That's you, buddy. I'm glad I could be a part of it. I only need another 1850. You can do it. Want to live, but terrified. I would choke up. I want to go live. And you know what, dude? Like, so what? Yeah, I get choked up too. I'm really an emotional dude. Like, because dudes don't cry. That's the rules. Who said that? Like, come on, man. We're human beings. We're emotional creatures, just like women are. Doesn't mean we can't have emotions. Maybe you'd get choked up. Maybe you'd be afraid. When I started speaking, I was like terrified, but I would go on stage and I would go through this kind of wave of terrification where I would be afraid. And that would be cool. I would become myself and I would captivate the audience because I have a gift of being live. You know what I mean? And I was always like, no, I'll always be nervous. It's only 2 minutes. And I got to this point, I've spoken on a lot of stages, and I was a keynote for a YouTube event, podcast something in Florida, podcast movement, maybe. And I was blessed to be able to keynote. And by that time, I wasn't nervous anymore. And I got to this point where, number one, it's not about me. I mean, it kind of is. That's cliche. Oh, it's not about me. Well, it sort of is. I worked hard to become a speaker and to be a keynote speaker. But it is more about the audience. And I just want to do the best job that I can. They don't care about me. And if I am nervous, 90% won't know it because I can control it. And anyway, I just got to this point where I walked up on stage. I killed it. And then a year later, I'm at Vid Summit for the second or third time. And, now this is different. These are my people. These are my homies. Half the audience has watched my videos many times. And I walked up on that stage. It was funny because I introduced Daniel Battelle. Now, that wasn't my stage. It was Daniel Battelle's stage. And I wasn't nervous, but what happened, an hour later was different. And what happened is I got up on stage and it was just so fun. The hallelujahs, the high fives, the jokes, the laughs. And people said it was the best, one of the very best presentations of that event. Now, those are my people. I'm not saying it was the best, but for those people in that room, and it was a good number. It was 250, 300 people. Anyway, how did I get here? Why am I talking about this? I don't know. Publishing shorts will grow your channel. Absolutely. I'm going to take this and probably throw it through one of those fancy tools. And I've been going now on almost 90 minutes. So someone tell me I'm doing a good job. Praise Jesus. Says, is it Trice, my friend? Did I say it right? I dig that. I dig that you're still giving me hallelujahs. Praise Jesus. Man, YouTube is so amazing. It's so cool. Like, how do you get a brand deal? Just focus on the content and everything will come. Doesn't mean you shouldn't reach out, but the content has to be in place. And oh, here we go. This is what I was looking for. This one of the shorts I published last December hit over 7 million views. And that's down to you, Brian. Now, dude, you did that on your own. I just shared some ideas and you like my content and you made that happen. That's you, brother. Seriously. I cannot take responsibility for that kind of a thing. I can say, you know what? I worked hard to create something and connect and I'm proud of what I'm done, but that's you. I have do you have a take on the new paid promotions beta in YouTube? I tried pumping a couple to promote my podcast and oh, yeah. Um it's interesting, Mike, because you asked that question. And I'll be honest with everybody here, and I don't think it's anything wrong with it. Hudson Vintage, I appreciate you. You've been a longtime subscriber. Thank you for that. It's great to see you. Welcome to the live stream. Mike, so like I was saying, I'm kind of like, this is what really matters. This is what's going to push my channel. Not that you shouldn't try paid promotions. And I saw that new tab, but at the end of the day, what is that? It's YouTube advertising, YouTube, it's the same platform, I'm sure. It's just simplified through a different interface. And what I would say is, I'm sure you could do really well, but you have to press the right buttons. You have to target the right audience. Like I've thought about doing that. What would I do? I would target men. Most of my audience is men. Most women, when they create content around a certain thing, most of their audience, depending on the kind of content they're making, is going to be women. So I would target men. I would target men that are 30 to 35 on the low end, up to 60, because I think those are the people that are probably going to connect with me better. And I would pay $1 or $2 a day and run it out and just see, and I would continue to filter. I would try to filter so much that my ads weren't shown that much, because the more I filter, then the more control I'm having, and you could do that. So, hi, YouTube says started streaming 3 hours ago. I'm in a cab in New York City. Just left Mr. Beast heist thingy. I'm not sure what the Mr. Beast heist thingy is, but I hope nobody got hurt. That guy's crazy. Sounds like some fun. I've been live streaming now for an hour and a half. So sometimes the metrics are a bit off. Could be time zone thing. Who knows? But we're all good. Glad you made it. And Stanley says, ran a few tests myself, Mike. Had to walk away from it. Not totally worth the investment. And here's the thing. Once again, the very best way. This is what I would do, Mike. Invest. If you want to invest in your lighting, invest in the audio, invest in coaching, invest in the content itself. Buy some gear that you can use that's going to improve the aesthetics. Hire someone to help with your branding. Figure out a way to create a more beautiful YouTube studio. Hey, look, there it is. That's the endless summer. I've got a short attention. This is short attention span theater. And I love that movie. That's kind of like one of the first YouTube videos. It was published around when I was born, 1965. If you've never watched The Endless Summer, watch that movie and you'll get how it's YouTube. And what I love about it is it's about 2 hours. It's Mr. Beast style content. Hudson Vintage mentions Mr. Beast, which is, it's like, we're going to do this crazy thing. We're going to travel around following summer. When it starts getting cold, we're going somewhere else, or we're going to surf every day. The Endless Summer. Great flick. Publish, also improve network. Yeah, absolutely. The best way to improve your network is, the thing you want to do to improve your network or your community is, don't try to grow your community, because it doesn't work, because this is a video platform. I'm pretty sure that's your question, my friend. Doesn't mean there aren't things you can do, but when your content is really strong, your people will show up. Uh, and at the same time, the more I think about it is live stream. If you want to grow community, live stream and create a place off YouTube to hang out. My Tube Ritual group on Facebook is mine. You can do the same. And it's really a great way to get to know and bond with people. So mine is women, 300 subs. There's always going to be exceptions to the rule. Absolutely. Dude, who said, dude, Endless Summer, right? I emulate that movie on every video I make. Are you serious? That is amazing. Well, look at you. You've got the surf right behind you on your profile picture. Like, is that movie not YouTube? I mean, doesn't it have that kind of like, it feels like we put energy into making this, but it's not like the footage is often handheld. It's probably shaky, but a nice shaky. It's not crazy. It's just fun kind of commentary, storytelling, and anybody on YouTube could make that kind of YouTube video movie and really do well. And you could apply it to so many things. That one is like, we did this big thing. We followed the sun and we surfed for, a year and we just traveled and enjoy the rest of your day. I dig. AJ, it was good to see you, man. Take care, brother. Can you please discuss dealing with negative comments? Some of them are too mean. Hey, man, I'm really, thank you so much for your comment. First of all, I've experienced this many times. And when I started out, I was putting in so much effort. It was really hard. It really bothered me quite a bit. God, and I remember one day specifically waking up in the morning. I wake up early, 6 o'clock, going out to my great room where the couch is and the beautiful TV and the fireplace overlooking Pikes Peak. And it was dark out. And I remember it was very early on this morning. It might have been 4:30 because again, when I'm really pumped up about work, I just think it kind of consumes me. And it's not really the healthiest, but that's just how I'm built. And I saw I like comment all this. Oh my, thank you so much. Love your content. And then there's this one stupid comment. I saw some negative comments today, last night, because like I said, I've kind of been going through and looking at old videos, and I ran across this video about this guy that says, oh, he can't even grow his own channel. The dude has like less than 100 subscribers. Why should I care? Why should I listen to him? Do you know what I mean? Like, I have done something that he hasn't done. I've driven over 12 million views. I've gained over 160,000 YouTube subscribers. And if I look at his video content, there's nothing that impresses me. You know what impresses me? People that hustle, people that put in the work, people that have the skills and the abilities to craft a great YouTube video. And if they don't do that, well, then why should I care? And the fact of the matter that bothers me, after a certain point, it no longer did. The best advice I can say is that know that those comments are not about you at all. They're not about you. Those comments are much more about the individual that leaves those comments. Those comments are a reflection on them. Like, what are they going to do in their life with that kind of activity? You know what I mean? Like, how are they ever going to move forward on YouTube? Think about that. They're not. So if you're struggling and they're making fun of you, just know that you're on the path, because I've been there too. And every single great YouTuber worth anything has been there. So hang in there. They're just jealous. So, like, people are going to do what you can't control people, like earlier in this stream, I mentioned if someone's, oh, Brian, like, oh, you're coming back and I'm not going to trust you. I don't care. Like, why should I listen to you? Like, I'm not going to try to change their mind. I just don't have enough energy. Like, I'm giving you guys all I got right now in this live stream. That's what matters. This morning when I got up, I focused on the script. When I edit a video, I'm putting all my energy into that video edit. I just don't have enough to deal with the emotional drain of someone that hasn't done jack shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, it took me a while to get here, but I did, and you can too. Over time, I promise they'll have less impact. So do your best to just know that there are a lot of sad people on the planet, and hurt people hurt people. That's how it is. You know what I mean? I can try to lead a horse to water, but can't make them drink. I can try to change their mind, but I don't have enough energy. I rather course forward, work with the positive people that are excited about my ideas, and that's it. So yeah, it's mainly jealousy. Brian, you do more for us small businesses than you know. Aloha. Thanks. Aloha to you too, my friend. You're welcome, brother. It's funny. I was just thinking as I was getting ready for this live stream, I'm a little bit worried because I haven't had a hateful comment yet. Like something's definitely wrong. It's really easy to sit in the passenger seat and not do anything worthwhile with your life and pick apart somebody else's. It's not the life I want to live. And in fact, like there are times when people around me, they get aggravated based on situations. But like for me, I have done so much work in my life multiple times. Like when I was going through my divorce, a lot of the things I did was, I went to a support group for 2 to 3 hours a day, 6 to 7 days a week. I needed that support. I wasn't worried about a YouTube video. I needed just to hang with people that were supportive and cared, and I could support and be, care for them too. So, for me personally, going one step beyond that kind of a thing is there are situations in life where there are things that happen where I have no control over the situation, and I don't try to change it. I just go with the flow. Like I might work really hard on a video and I know exactly where that line in the sand is. I know I'm in control. I know I have the ability to do research and to edit and to plan and to study and to learn how to make thumbnails the best I can, even though I know that's my weak point. But I still make videos and I still publish and I keep trying to improve. And with every video I put out, I'm trying to move the needle in some way. Sometimes it's just, I'm just trying to put out a good video with some good information. This is for my subscribers. And then that's, half of the time. And then the other half of the time is I'm really doing my best to welcome new people into my channel. I'm going to spend more time. I'm going to edit more. I'm going to publish a little bit longer video because I can keep people watching for 6, 7, 8 minutes on a 15-minute video. And I know that has a better chance of triggering the algorithm. But you shouldn't do that if you've never had a audience retention of over 6 minutes on a 10-minute video. So when I get to that point though, and I put all that work into it, you know what? Then it's out of my control. And once I hit publish, sure, I can change the thumbnail, but generally speaking, it's out of my control. And what I can do is focus on the next step in my next video. Sophia B, welcome. Good to see you. Stanley, I don't agree. Don't see anywhere near as much as I used to. Like the trolls finally got so tired of 300-second timeouts. Oh, is that during live streams, I'm guessing? Man, I remember being back in the day with live streams. A couple times I would get hit hard by people just commenting and tons of people coming in. And I remember on one video, I had a bunch of people come in and give me like negative thumbs down, bomb me. I had so many thumbs down, and that video still did pretty good. And that's another sign that I'm growing and I'm gained their attention. Anyway, I don't think we can all do bad things and accept and expect good things through a nice life. Yeah, exactly. Like, those people can't be happy living like that. Like there must be some real internal struggle, and I can't change that. You know what I mean? I can wish them well, but anyway, who's got a question? The artist Haven, nice to see you. Welcome. I think it's coming. I think it comes and goes. It's almost seasonal. Gang, it's really fun to be back in this studio. I like the way everything is looking great. I'm so happy to be back. Need to sit. And like, why am I so worried about being dead center? God, like this perfectionism bug. It's bad enough for me to care about my video quality and learning, but it's not so bad that it stops me. Maybe that's okay. Glad to see you back and publishing more YouTube advice videos. I hope the poodles are okay. Otis died. You might have missed that. I just mentioned that he's never been in this house. I had Otis back when, years ago with ex-wife and things like that. But somehow this little bit of hair from Otis, it made it into my house when we packed up. And I'm going to keep this right here on my desk where I can see it because I always, you guys know I made Otis and my poodles a thing in my video. That made my video stand out. No one had ever said subscribe and feed a poodle. I can't even believe I did that. This is, this, yeah, brother, you can ask whatever you want. So anyway, Stanley, ask away. So Otis is dead, but Olive is with a couple in San Francisco. When I moved to this new place, I don't know if you know the whole rundown, went through a divorce. That's why I was gone. Was brutal, got really sick. It sucked, was terribly burnt out, took some time, focused on recovering in all the ways, mentally, physically, and things are good. Okay, Stanley, where's your question? Man, I hope this is a good one. I'm really excited for this question. Sorry to hear about Otis. Biggest change on YouTube in best practices in the last year. There's not. What I would say is the biggest change is YouTube is paying more creators and shorts are growing. That's the short of it. Oh my God. Oh, sometimes it just comes so easy, people. But if you're wondering what's the thing, it's the content that you publish. It's the topics that you cover, and it's trying to create compelling and engaging video content that in time you can be, talk about stocks and finances and still be entertaining. The way you talk, how you edit, all of those things are really what makes the difference. What am I doing? Yeah, I don't know, Stanley, like what am I doing wrong? Like, I kind of know what you're asking, but give me 5. Don't look at the channel. Off the cuff answer. Okay, Stanley, let's create a dialogue and get ready to type. I'm not going to start answering you unless you're ready to type. Are you ready to type? I need a yes. Come on, brother. Like, let's get it together here. Time is a ticking. I know there's a delay, however, so maybe it's the delay. How many videos have you published in the last month? How well are you sticking to your niche? I screwed this up. Okay, great. Let's hear it, brother. Like how many videos have you published in the last month? Long form videos. Or if maybe you want to grow with shorts, it doesn't matter, but you got to publish a lot. So if it's shorts, you got to publish every day, at least. If you really want to grow. If it's long form, I would say 90% on niche. Okay, 4 videos, so 1 a week. Okay, great. Where do you suck? Like I'm telling you that I need to work on my thumbnails. And my titles are okay. Um, and furthermore, the other thing I'm saying is that I saw the videos. I don't know if you were here for this part. Average 2 videos on demand per month for 6 years, 1 long form, 3. This month is off. Okay, so like I suck at capturing a new, inspiring, and compelling topic. Yeah, like it's so funny. Like I said, I don't know if you were here, Stanley. Rosh, Rosh is in the house, gang. I don't know if you were here at the beginning of the stream, but I kind of talked about how I've reflected over the last week and how I came to publish again on this channel, and it was very unexpected and happened really fast. But what I can tell you is this: nothing is more important than how you show up on camera and how you communicate in a compelling way that grabs people's attention and makes it easy for them to listen. Now, if you're like, oh, God, that's really scary, I don't know if I can improve, you're probably right. But what I can tell you is the moment you decide to improve, I guarantee you will. The other thing I would say is that I've talked about this, the 15 things, right? Like, did you hear that part of this live stream? Most YouTube creators never ask the right answers. I've got some potatoes upstairs. I'm going to bake them a little bit later. Small potatoes, they're smaller potatoes. And most YouTubers get really caught up in small potato strategies. And you know what they get? They get small potato results. Stanley, you've known the 15 things forever. Your lighting, your audio, your delivery on camera, your backdrop. Mine looks badass. Pretty good. Could be better, and it probably will be. It's your topic. It's your thumbnail. It's your video editing. How many are blown away by what I just shared? Anybody? No, it's not sexy. But like, if you want to grow, then you follow my advice and you follow my plan of action. I guarantee you will improve on all the stuff that actually matters, because it ain't what time you publish. That's what people ask. How long should my video be? Now, there's an answer to that question, but only once you get good enough to start trying to publish 15-minute videos with an average view duration of 8 minutes. And if you can't do that, doesn't matter how long your video is. You know what I mean? And again, I feel like a little bit of the Brian G heat is coming across, and I'm not trying to be aggressive, but I'm just like, one of the things that I struggle with is people, they're like, there must be some missing ingredient. Someone asked just a bit ago, they were like, what's the biggest change on YouTube? Nothing. Other than shorts and you can grow and make money. The core fundamentals of YouTube growth and growing an audience have not changed dramatically since 2013. How many people hear YouTube talking about watch time? Scruffy, I'm doing well. Yeah, watch time, right? YouTube put out white papers and documents. They posted on their blog in 2013 saying, we're changing the algorithm to reward videos that keep viewers watching longer. It's still the same thing. So it's like, the thing you want to do is treat YouTube like Netflix. If you want to grow on YouTube, I promise you, if you treat YouTube like you're creating content for Netflix, and that does not mean, you see, this is the other thing that people will do. Ah, shit, I'm out of luck. I can't have a fancy computer to edit. I can't buy an expensive camera. I watched a really engaging story on Netflix called The Longest Third Date. Has anybody seen that? It's about this couple on their third date. They decide to go to a foreign country right as the pandemic hit, and they got stuck there. And the guy was vlogging with a GoPro. His footage ended up in a 3-hour multi-part series on Netflix. It was filmed with a GoPro. So the thing I want you to think about, though, is he told a compelling story. He focused on cinematography the best he could. He was capturing things, and he got lucky because he was capturing things. So in that moment, then it became a big story. We're on our third date. This is weird. And they started talking about it on social media, and it got picked up. Lots of content that appears on Netflix was captured with cheap cameras. Hang on real quick. I want to show you a camera. It's important to this story. This is the a Sony, the ZV-E1. It's based on the same 12 megapixel sensor as the video I'm using to live stream right now, which is the A7S III. It's a 12 megapixel sensor that has incredible video capabilities because it's big enough to capture 4K and in slow motion and in 10-bit color. So it's really, really high quality. And it's so high quality that the same sensor that's in this camera, that is in the same sensor that's in the camera I'm using to live stream. Now that the live stream camera that you're looking at right now, $3,500. This one was $2,200. Why? Because tech companies take parts, they recycle them, they build new things, the prices come down. This does not have a viewfinder, and for me, it's hard because I'll go do wildlife or photography. But for video, you know what? This is an amazing camera. So it's like the tech we have is incredible. Now, the same sensor is in another camera that costs $4,000 called the FX3. And that camera was used to film a movie that just came out called The Creator. Maybe you've heard about that. A lot of videos popping right now on YouTube about The Creator. And, you know, for me, this is one of the things that I struggled with is I really love to try to create cinematic, beautiful things to look at. I want the music to drop in on my video so it sounds compelling. I want the music to match what I'm saying. And if I'm kind of going dark in my video, well, I'm going to find some kind of deep, slow, kind of like building up. And these are all the things, you know, that can help you grow, is just really looking at becoming a content creator and in a way that you're publishing to Netflix and you've got time constraints of YouTube. Publish a video every single week. In fact, if you really want to grow, then what I would say is publish when your views start to drop based on your last video upload. So when I start getting into the grind, what'll happen, and it's already happened, by the way, I saw it on one of my videos, is after a few days, you know, the views start to come down. But when you really publish a great video with great metrics, the same stuff I've talked about for years, the views will continue day 3, day 4, day 12. And I might not publish. But typically when you're trying to grow and it's not happening, that doesn't happen. Views drop off after subscribers view the video, or YouTube pushes it out to an audience. They don't connect in a meaningful way. And what I mean by that is they do not click subscribe. They do not watch long enough. They do not watch multiple videos from your channel. They do not engage in a way that YouTube knows that they love the content. That's the only secret. The YouTube algorithm measures how much people like videos. That's it. There's no shadow banning. There's none of that stuff. There's some spooky stuff. I got demonetized. That scared the living hell out of me. You know, I was making close to $2K a month with my AdSense revenue, and it was a glitch. And I made a fuss about it because it was a smart way to stand out and get views. Ken, what's happening, brother? If anybody's getting any value from this, just hit the like button, subscribe. If you don't like this, leave me a comment and tell me why. And that's all I have to say about that right now. But basically, like, these are all the things to think about, is that it's just like focus on the content. You know what I mean? Like, the algorithm measures how much people like videos. And when you strive to become memorable, when you strive to create your own brand, it's not the gosh darn color of your thumbnails. It's not your channel art. It's the video content. I don't know. Jesus. Am I a little too much? Are there still people here? I hope it's not coming across as a rant. It's just that I'm really passionate and I want to like, I can't help but getting really excited when I'm excited. And to be fair, I had to take a lot of time off because I'm so passionate and I work so hard that, I didn't have anything left to give. But now, like all of a sudden the studio's new. I got all these angles now and I worked so I couldn't figure it out because I was not in the right place. That's the other thing I want to say is like, anybody here that's going through some hard stuff, like just do your best to get by. And as you're feeling better, as you're healthy, emotionally in a place, you don't have to be perfect. Like my life's not perfect, but I can focus on YouTube and that's fulfilling, like my wildlife photography, that's fulfilling. No, the reason I got demonetized is basically they said like repetitive content, I think it was, or something about the content, Stanley, that was tied to videos that were low effort, maybe, and I was using a lot of B-roll, and I still do. It's funny because I've kind of had this like I go shoot my own B-roll, and I do. I've got incredible footage of, like I said, bears and wildlife, but also I was at a hot air balloon festival last night. I did this incredible. Ken, have you done this? The Halloween thing at Hudson Garden? Man, I was so blown away. And I really like Halloween. They have this pond and fog everywhere and 10,000 pumpkins, and I'm capturing footage and I'm doing street photography. I've got the coolest shots, and I'm a photographer now. And again, I just want to share, like, that's me. That's my advantage. Like, who takes a photo of a coyote? That's not in a zoo. That dude walked right past me. I had to work for that. Um, this is last night, not even trying. These are favorites, recent. Look at this. Like, what is this? Is this out of Poltergeist? This is like that. That's not, hey kids, stand like this. No, I got a camera and I'm snapping and filming slow motion and I can't see my settings and somehow I know my camera, and here's another one and another one. And like, look at this it's Poltergeist, right? Pumpkins. And anyway, I think I got an advantage. I really love that. And if you love it too, embrace it more. Step away, take a break, rejuvenate yourself. And then when you come back, decide to double down, decide to really give it your all. You're never too much. I feel like I'm too much. I really do. Oh God, Brian G. Spilling the tea. Yeah, spilling the tea. That's what the kids say. It's what I like about you. You don't blow sunshine. You tell it all as you see it. I respect that. Oh God. I'll be honest though. You know what? Like, I would have a bigger audience if I didn't. I don't do this. My videos don't come across like this. I think there'll always be some level of this in my videos. And sometimes when I really get on a roll, when I'm really grinding it out, I'm so in flow that it happens. And it's not the best for growth. Because you know how I said, the algorithm rewards videos that people like. Well, who likes to be told you're not working hard enough, or you're not working smart enough, or you're breaking the rules? Like, I'm always trying to learn, One of the things I just learned is I've always thought it's got to be specific, and I still stand by that. But when it comes to audience and a niche, you can also go broad. And here's the difference. You have to go broad in a way that I don't think I have a pencil here, which is too bad. Imagine a circle. Oh, I shouldn't talk about this. I shouldn't talk about this, but I'm gonna, because we're 2 hours into the live stream and most people won't see this, but I'm gonna put this into a video, and I might do it like a seance, like and have the candles. I've thought about this shot for the longest time. You need props too. Maybe I'll have this creepy little like this is this is my first teddy bear. So this teddy bear is, I don't know if you know, I'm pretty old. I'm 57. I'll be 58 in a few months. So maybe I'll put this old creepy teddy bear in the video and I'll have all these lights and it'll be a circle. And I'm going to talk about YouTube growth in 2024. And I'm going to create this powerful video about the 15 same steps I've been teaching for 3 years, but I'll have a new spin on it. There'll be updated information. I'll answer all the questions like how long should a video be? What day should I publish on? But then I'm going to go deep and say, this is why you won't grow. Like none of that matters until you do this. And when I talk about audience, there'll be the circle. And the idea of the circle is that anytime someone views one of your video, they're in the circle. That's it. They're in the circle. Okay. Can you guys, it's easy, right? You can figure that out. So they watch your video and they're in the circle. Now, what you have to do is you have to really think about and visualize all the people that have been watching your videos starting from right now today. So just on the next video you publish, if you're struggling, do this and I promise you'll grow. Wipe the slate clean. Again, close your eyes, visualize, wipe the slate clean, draw the circle. And then the next video you publish, anybody who watches it, they're in the circle. The next video you publish has to appeal to everybody in the circle. And when you do that, what happens is you're still appealing to the broad audience that they've never found you. So you can do videos on Call of Duty, or you can do videos about gaming in general. If I was doing videos about gaming in general, it would be the history of Nintendo, the future of first-person shooters, how AI will change gaming forever. They would be more broad. They would be in a style that anybody that has watched one of my other videos, there's a good chance they would be interested in clicking and watching. But if you're a gamer and you do Call of Duty and then you do Final Fantasy or whatever it's called, and they're very different types of games, people might not click. So you just have to, it's subtle, but it is a change and it is difference. Get in their watch history. Yeah, watch history. It's funny. And this is another video. Get in their watch history. Like how many times, like for those of you that have been around for years, like there's this one document that I've got on my iPad, and it's from YouTube, and they're talking about how their algorithm looks at how many videos the viewer has watched from the channel that uploaded. So when you upload, YouTube's going to look at how many videos did those viewers watch from your channel. And this is why if your video's not that great, you're not going to get as many people coming back. But the more people engage, the more they watch, the more they come back. That sends a bigger signal to the algorithm. And you're really catering to that one specific audience. And it's really hard. And I broke that rule on this channel. Like I mentioned, I pushed so hard for so long. I'm like, I went to Yellowstone. I started really loving photography. And I published a video on Yellowstone. Now, what I do is I've got a second channel. It's monetized. I'd publish it there. When I did the photography last night, not only was that in the style of street photography, but I was also using a manual focus lens. So imagine I have no autofocus and they're all moving. Like, can you just stand still for a minute? And I'm trying to fiddle around. But I bought the lens because it's based on this old vintage lens from Russia called a Helios 422 with this crazy, beautiful bokeh and a lot of character. And if I want to make that video, I'll publish it to that other channel. So, moving forward, I don't think I'll screw with this channel like I did in the past. And that's okay that I did that, because all the things that I did allowed me to get where I'm at today. You know what I mean? Like who I am and how I go hard. And I didn't have a second channel. I did have another channel, but I wasn't as passionate about it. Anyway, my second channel is based on photography. I bet you haven't watched a lot of photography channels, right? So you can search for it, Brian G. Johnson Photography, but I don't know. I wouldn't worry about it unless you're watching a lot of that. Uh, YouTube is really hard. YouTube is brutal. Like, the thing about YouTube is if you really want to grow, then you got your you got your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, you got your kids or not. Those things need to be in order, and it doesn't mean that your boyfriend or your husband or whatever the case may be, they don't need to be 100%, but they need to be okay, and you need to have the space to really go all in. And and then work has to be good. Money has to be in a place where you can really dedicate yourself, and then you have to strive to really improve all the stuff that I've mentioned loosely in this live stream, like the lighting and the audio and the editing and the topics. 46 people. I'm curious. How do we? I remember how to work YouTube. And 79 likes. Wow. You guys are amazing, man. I feel so grateful and I feel so blessed. And like I mentioned this little hair from YouTube, and I mentioned coming back to this channel. When I started coming back, I went really hard on my photography channel, and using what I know about YouTube, I doubled my views from about 2 to 300 views a day to now the channel's doing 700 views a day, and I published 7 or 8 videos. I stayed within the niche, and I published some topics that make sense, but I'm giving myself a little bit more flexibility there. I'm not going to be hell bent on growth. This channel I am. Um, and it worked. I did what I figured would work, and it worked. And those videos are still driving views. And yeah, it's been rewarding, but it takes a lot of effort. It really does. Saw a great video on long exposure, long aperture. Basically, all the people disappeared. It's crazy. Yeah, yeah. Slow aperture photos are really, really neat. And maybe we saw the same one, Lily. Was it like city streets and nobody was there because the aperture was so long that they just kind of went away? And there you can, like, when you start learning that, you can do really cool things. Like, I thought about doing a photo in a subway where I have my subject right in front of the camera, and I have a slow shutter speed, and they're standing, straight on, and the train tracks is right behind them, so it's a really strong kind of angle. And then have a slow shutter speed, so I'd have to say, hey, be really still. I'm going to take a 1 second exposure. Maybe I've got the camera on a tripod, and then the train whizzes by, and then you get this blurry train because of the long exposure. When I do astrophotography, you need to use a long exposure to capture enough light. I love the science of photography. I love the connection between its art and its science, and you have to have the skills and abilities to do this. You know what I mean? Like, I know so much today about how to film and how to, and yet I still struggle indoors with photos for my thumbnails, but maybe that'll change. I'm actually feeling like I can totally do that. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I know I'm using AI and that's been effective. I'm getting a lot of people saying cool thumbnails. And that's the one. See, Lily, that's how much I love photography. Yeah. And that's because I always want to learn. And I think that's one of the things, if you're anybody here that's burnt out, is my uh, struggle was I wasn't learning anymore. I figured it out. When I started, I didn't understand the algorithm. I kind of did, but I kept digging, and I'm like, okay, I know it now. Most people are like, it's hocus pocus. There's a lot of luck. No, it's not luck. I know it needs to be done. And then I progressed, right? So when I think about it, when I started talking about the algorithm, that's really appealing because most people don't know. And I'm like, okay, we know now. I know exactly what to do. Follow me. We're going to blow up. It's going to be awesome. improve your lighting. And they're like, oh, I don't know, there must be some secret sauce. The break I have taken has been for 6 months now. Yeah, I took Sparky. I took one too, brother. You might be surprised, man. One day, all of a sudden, you might just be like, wow, like I need to get back there. That was rewarding. I enjoyed making that money. I enjoyed having that fulfillment that drives me. Like, and making money is part of that. It really is. I didn't make a ton of money, and I never did anything in order to make boatloads of money. I created a course because I like teaching and helping, and that feels fulfilling to me. I still need to make a certain amount of money, but it's beyond that. You know what I mean? Part of fulfillment comes from money. But for me, for some people, it's all money. Like, what's the best way to move forward? I don't want to live like that. I'm more inspired by my art, the lighting, the photography. You can see how art really impacts me. You know what I mean? Brian, rad all that 4 lines. Brian, I'm not sure. I must have. Yeah. Read. Um, Sparky. Sparky. Oh boy. I have really slowed down now on posting videos. I went from 5 years to doing one video a month, but now my channel seems to be growing faster now. So the question is, should I go back to doing 2 a week, or just maybe less is more? Um, I think the question is really a smart question. And what I would do is I would look at the videos driving the views on your channel and identify what it is about those videos that resulted in more views, if that's what you want. And if it's um if those videos blew up after a longer period of time, which might have been the case, maybe you're getting a lot of views from search, then I would continue moving forward. If most of the views are coming from search, keep publishing, because that's going to happen. If you're driving a lot of suggested, then again, I think the quality of the video is really important. The keyword you used, the target audience you intended. Like for me, I just create videos for people. Another thing that I'm not big on is, create videos for suggested. I just think it's dumb. Like, if you create a great video, it's going to do well in search. Chances are high. It's going to do well in suggested. As long as you, like, if you add a few keyword phrases to your video title, you have the possibility to show up in all those places. And most people, when they say, oh, I don't worry about keyword phrases, I look at their video titles and they all have keyword phrases in them. So they just don't acknowledge the fact that their videos have keyword phrases. You know what I mean? So I think identify where that's happening and then move forward and match that. So if you see that, oh, wow, I really put effort into this video and it's doing well, or, oh, wow, I really connected with YouTube search and I'm driving views through search, then speak to that audience, make more videos on that subject, and furthermore, up the production quality. And you can either make more videos or less videos, but just try to understand why you've got that growth on your channel. The break I have taken now for 6 months. I found one of your macro lens videos by Super Chance interesting to do some macro video for my channel. Yeah, macro is that's kind of where I started that channel. I'd been in wildlife photography for a while with the big telephoto lens, doing a lot of stuff with birds, and then I tried macro and I loved it because in a lot of respects, it's easier. The lenses are cheaper. They're smaller. Ladybugs and bees, those are my favorite kind of subjects. Some bugs can be pretty. A lot of bugs are scary and creepy. And it's one of the things about my photography that I kind of decided, like, okay, and to be fair, like I'll still do a wasp, which can be slightly terrifying when you're looking at the a macro photo of a wasp. But, I think that's the reason I share that is I started to develop my style. You know what I mean? And to be fair, it's like I really love wasps, but I haven't published a photo of a wasp in a while. And I love bees. Like, I think that's a really beautiful photo. You know, some people might say no, like this one too. It's a different type of a bee. I think it's really pretty. Um, and then I did some extreme macro. Those are probably almost 1 to 1, which is kind of a measurement of how big they are in the photo. And I did about 3 to 1, and you kind of get this kind of like this thing like looking straight at you, like where like that's kind of creepy looking, but I think it's cool too. So anyway, I hope I addressed your question, my friend. Hey everyone, how's it going? What's going on, my friend? Havaro Nations. Did I say it right? If I didn't, then my tip is, because I talk about YouTube and growing, is can we just have really simple names that are easy to say? Because I'm dyslexic. How do you keep the viewer's attention after the first 15 seconds till the end? Well, first of all, you probably can't keep it to the end, but this is an amazing question. Good on you, because this is one of the most powerful things to focus on. And just one of the things I preach is to start where you're at, use what you got, and move forward. And how this pertains to average view duration and retention is look at your videos and pay attention to what videos hold the viewer's attention in the first 30 seconds. And your goal is going to be to improve that and pay attention to what videos do it better. Because one of the things to know is that the topic matters a lot. When something comes out, if something is new and people don't know, it's easy to hold their attention. However, and this is what's hard, if you do gameplay videos, if you do comedy sketches and nobody really understands what you're going to share, it's really, really hard because you don't have structure and the viewers don't know what to expect. But if you cover a new watch, a new game, that makes it easier. And it doesn't mean it's not possible. You just have to learn how to edit, how to communicate, how to talk. If you're not talking in your videos, this goes for everybody. I want to really encourage you to do that and know that in the short term, it may be harder to keep people watching because you're exercising a new muscle, right? Like you're learning how to communicate in an engaging way in your videos that will result in people watching. But over time, like I rarely say aw, and I screw up when I'm filming my videos, but I stop, I start again, and I record that line until I know I got it. And one of the things I do, especially in the first minute, is I look at I just did an but if this was recorded, I would cut it out. The thing I do is I really focus on creating short takes. So I might, first of all, I have everything written out or I have a script. You can get a script at ChatGTP. You can write your own script. I think there's value in practicing your own writing to develop your own style. Doesn't mean you need to write everything, but it does mean there's a time and place. And the hook of your video is a really great place to practice that because ChatGTP doesn't know. They can probably come close. And sure, there are videos that are totally AI generated, but what we're talking about is how to gain a channel with 1 million followers. We're talking about personality-driven channels. You know what I mean? And the more you practice that, the more you're going to be able to move forward. So I have my script and I will get in front of the camera and then I'll go through the first couple sentences. And if it comes out just a little wrong, I'll record again and I'll record again. And then I spend time editing. I add music, I add transitions, and all of these things, when you add them together, which is the core of what I've taught for a long time, makes it really possible. Great question, man. I love it. Think about simplifying your channel name so people can say it. Like for some reason, I can say PewDiePie, and I can remember that, but Havaro Nations is harder for me, and that could just be me, but I would think about it. AI generated thumbnail images are wild. BG is rocking it in 2024. Yes, I'm actually probably, we'll see, but I've got a video somewhat like I've got a lot of the information ready. I think 30 minutes scripting. At the same time, I'm also working on a bigger video and I'm more passionate about that. But AI generated thumbnails, here's the deal: start with your own images and use AI, use a prompt that you start with your own image and take a clean image, just the chest up, no hands, no fingers, unless you want to experiment. And when you experiment, you can get some amazing things, but a lot of them will come back weird and wrong. I've got some with cameras that look amazing. But anyway, so take the photos and do a photo shoot in an afternoon. Take 100 photos and think about all the emotions you want to express in your video. I'm happy and elated. Happy. I'm sad. I'm pissed off. I'm angry. I'm quirky. Do all that for an hour. Take 200 photos. You'll like 100 of them. Crop them as mentioned, and then use prompts in programs like Lensa. That's an app for iPhone, maybe Android. Use Midjourney. I created this app straight from Midjourney, no photo of me. And I went with something else. It actually didn't really connect. Maybe I should have gone this way. And they're not all going to connect. It's just how it is. Let me find this. So you can actually see, like I've been gearing. These are all the photos I have that I've taken in a professional studio. What's happening? Why did I get a? Did something? Oh, there. I got a freeze for a minute. Some kind of thing popped up. Anyway. And I was just talking about this. Is there a specific length for videos that are going viral? No, I don't think it's really the thing to focus on. What makes a video go viral is the actual idea. Anyway, like I said, I'm getting ready to pump them out. And I would recommend you do the same, unless you're making great thumbnails. Midjourney blocked me. Oh, were you doing some weird kind of adult stuff? Maybe. What did you do to get blocked? What a bummer, dude. You're welcome for the answer, my friend. And I actually, if you look on my channel for Brian G. Johnson retention, I made some killer videos, and I'll probably cover one core concept that's really powerful. And the goal is to keep viewers watching in the first 30 seconds as long as possible. And then inside of analytics, you can measure your average view duration via retention. And then you want to stay above normal as long as possible. Some of my best videos, they stayed above normal. Like you can measure absolute retention, and you can also I forget the other. There's a secondary retention metric. I forget the term, but it's basically comparing your video against other similar videos of a similar length, and the higher the retention, the better. And so my first goal: don't have any drop off at all possible. Work hard in the first 30 seconds, and I'll spend a lot more in the beginning of my video than the end. More time editing, more time scripting, because what happens? Excuse me. Oh my God, people drop off. And then so that's the first 30 seconds to a minute. Then you try to keep them watching as long as possible. And then you don't want to see a drop off until the very end. And that is incredibly hard to do, but that was my goal for a long time, and it worked really well. They wanted me to buy premium. Oh, that's so weird, dude. Wow. Steve Monroe, the thing I found is that quick editing in the first 30 seconds can be a turnoff for some niches. 100%. In fact, I got to tell you, I've seen a lot of really prominent YouTubers do podcasts, and I think what they're thinking is, well, I want to keep people watching. So in the first 3 minutes, I'm going to have a lot of flashes. Now I'm older, so that's going to be harder for me to take. 100%. That's on me. But at the same time, here's someone else saying, quick editing, it's really based on the target audience. And it doesn't mean you should have really fast editing. It depends on the niche and the audience that's coming into that channel and who you're targeting. That's how you want to edit. Well, gang, we went for 2 hours and 25 minutes. That's pretty good for the first live stream back. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you all. Check out a video. How do I raid someone? How do I do that? I need to learn how to do a raid. Maybe is that built inside of StreamYard? What do I need to press? Hey, Steven, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Couple more questions and I'll wrap up. 41 people still here. And again, let's see if I click this, view on YouTube. What's the question? I'll stick around for a few more questions. If anyone's got them, then I'm gonna roll. We have 87 likes now. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And this has been a blast. I've just been watching your channel for 6 years. Wanted to say thank you for all of your help over time. Sparky, you're more than welcome, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad you found the videos helpful, entertaining. Who knows what combination it is? Is it the entertaining? Is it the information? It's always both, I think. I don't think you can have a how-to channel that does exceptionally well unless you've got charisma and or you're really entertaining. You gotta have one of those angles with education. It's an interesting topic to think about. You can do a raid in YouTube Studio. G-Man, I took your challenge 3.5 years ago to stake your claim. Your how-to information kept me on my journey. Oh, that is Wayland. Oh, I've seen your comments so many times, Wayland, and it's just a pleasure. I'm glad you found the information helpful. You can do a raid in YouTube Studio. Artist Haven, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. We'll see if I actually follow up and do that. I wanna make that happen. I certainly will, but those videos, man, I've got a burning desire right now, man. Somebody cue Elvis, Burn in Love. My favorite advice from you was do quick and dirty videos while working on a really good one. It made a real difference in my channel growth. Boom. That is the thing that actually I've thought about. So did you guys get that? This is gold right here. Quick and dirty videos. It doesn't mean you shouldn't care about them. It doesn't mean you shouldn't put some thought in them, but spend an hour and create an outline based on a video topic you think your audience wants to watch, one that you're excited to make. Film the video, spend some time editing, but don't kill yourself. But at the same time, in the back of your mind, like this is what I'm doing. I've got a list. I've always got a bunch of lists on my iPad. So you can see here, these are video ideas. And I used to have maybe, I've had as many as a few hundred ideas. And I think over the last day, I've deleted a bunch of ideas. And I'm really looking at my own strategies that I've taught for many years and focusing really on the audience that hasn't found me yet, that would really love the kind of content I create. And then I'm looking at videos and topics that I've done historically really well, which you can do that too, right? And by doing both of these at the same time, it's uber powerful. Now you want to do this over a 3 to 6 month period. And if you can commit to that, what it means is you'll be publishing more. You'll be focusing on like 1 or 2 great videos a month. Just do one really good video. Make it a little longer, make it 10 to 20 minutes. And then in the meantime, be publishing 1 or 2 videos a week. Throw in a few shorts, maybe a live stream. And that is a recipe that can totally blow up your channel because you're going to gain the skills and abilities when you're editing those quick and dirty videos. And at the same time, you're going to be plotting and planning for something to hit a little harder. The other thing I'll say is some of the videos I've published in the past have done exceptionally well because as I started to edit, I said, this is a great topic and you've got a great thumbnail. And this video content is not it. Delete it and start again. And I went back to the script. I deleted a bunch of rambling. I went back down to the studio and I filmed it again. I think one video I even did it 3 times and it was worth it because that video drove hundreds of thousands of views. So you might think, oh my God, I would never do that. I worked so hard. Who cares? If you want work, doesn't it make more sense because you'll know, like when you really get in it, in your grinding and you're publishing more content, you'll know when your video isn't there. And when you kind of rearrange things, because like a lot of times you can have a great idea, but if you don't take the time to simplify it, if you don't take the time to make it flow well in a video, whether it's entertainment, information, documentary style, vlog style, if you don't know how to do that, nobody's going to take the time to work hard in something they view as entertainment, because this platform is entertainment, even if you're doing how-to information. Nick Nimmin, entertaining as hell, smart as heck, brilliant, great editor, great graphic designer, builds videos for the audience and knows how to captivate and entertain. Hey, Brian, I've heard that if a video is blowing up, that you shouldn't upload a video so that the algo can take it and run. Yet I've seen other creators. What do you think? What I think is that what I'm going to do is, if I'm in a season, now this is important, where I'm uploading regularly, I'm really in it to win it. What I'm looking at is when the views of my last video drops off. So what you're saying is, what if the browse, because oftentimes when people are talking about this, understand that there are really 3 primary traffic sources we want to focus on. And anybody that, if you ever hear that any of the 3 I'm going to mention are not worth it, then they've never driven a lot of views probably. Number 1, search. Number 2, browse. Okay. And number 3, suggested. What's going on with the balloons? Can someone clue me in? Man, I got balloons. I got someone help. Someone leave me a comment or tell me, educate me. Anyway, so browse is short term. And what I mean by that is you can get exceptional views on a video for a number of days, maybe a few weeks, maybe even as long as a month. But typically what I've seen on my channel is views from browse will pop and happen over a shorter period of time. So if I publish a video and it does well with the audience, they like it, they engage, they watch longer, they're commenting, YouTube's going to see that and it's going to push that video out to the homepage of viewers who are browsing on YouTube. So if you've got a lot of views from browse and you've got a video queued up, don't publish it, wait. But if it's suggested videos, don't worry about it, publish. If you've got views coming in on search, and I'm so glad you asked, because this is, when I came back and started this live stream, I talked about how I've got a lot more to give. And this is a great example because I've never thought about it in this way. But like all the information is up there and now I've had time to think and process. And it's really based on where the views are coming from, search, suggested, or browse. So if the browse views are going down, publish. And at the same time, if you typically publish 1 a week, I would say on day 10, publish a video. You know what I mean? Don't wait around forever. And furthermore, try to keep working too. Longtime fan of yours, avid commenter, please advice for channel or an art channel to earn $500. Absolutely. Make art based on big YouTubers. There you go. Make art based on the YouTubers with the audience, and then you can get in front of those people. And if you're like, well, my art is this kind of art and that's not what I do. Okay, then what I would do is teach people how to make art, because those are topics that are going to allow you to make money and get in front of people. But an audience, you have to really identify what they're looking for. And a lot of artists, they're starving because nobody knows how to search for your art. Am I right? Nobody is searching for your art. But if you make, and I've seen people do this, right? I saw a graphic designer, not stop motion. He like does cartoons and little stories about YouTubers, and he went from I'm struggling to totally blowing up because he became relevant on the platform because he became part of the conversation. Maybe you can do that. Maybe it would work. Otherwise, like I said, do tutorials. Find out. Here's the thing: find out what people are searching for and make that content. I've got one in browse that's been running for 2 months. Well, at some point, you gotta just let it go and move on and publish a video, you know? So, um, yeah. Man, you're welcome. Absolutely. I'm glad, for the answer. And that's the thing, you know, like I said, at some point, just let it go and move on. Because if you've got a video popping in browse for over 2 months, just whatever happens, it's out of your hands. I mentioned this earlier. You might not have been here, but like we have to know what's in our control and what's not. You can hold your video back, but really the control you're taking is to hold back the videos that could take your channel to the next place. And almost always, the results we want are going to be found in our next upload, publishing an even better video. And if we focus on that, I think it's going to serve us better. Hey, gang, I'm out of here. It's been 3 hours, 2.5 hours. I'm going to go relax, maybe have a little dinner. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'll see you on the next upload. Stay strong and do this. This is going to be the mantra moving forward. Start where you're at, wherever that is, right now, today. Use what you got. Use the tools. It's so easy to get caught up in all the gear and the little things we can buy. And what about promotion? This is all external stuff, right? It's external. If you want to lose weight, start exercising and watch your calories. Nobody does that. It's why the diet industry is huge. But if we can, really start where we're at and we can use what we got and we can publish the next video, we'll do great. That's going to be my plan moving forward, and appreciate you. We'll see you soon. Take care. Thanks, guys. Thank you for a great live stream. Much appreciated.